Okay, boys and girls, you might need a reminder of some of the vocabulary that is used on this geometry sort. If so, this might help you. All right, so this is just a quick rundown of the vocabulary for 2 and 3-dimensional shapes, mainly the 3D shapes because we did that back when we were still in school. Okay, I want to remind you that 3-dimensional objects have length, width, and height. Okay, so they take up space. They're called solids or polyhedron. And the parts of these are called, the flat surfaces is the face. So this particular shape is like a cube, so it has 6 faces, 3 of which we can see and 3 of which we can't see. If you remember, we said, think about a dice. It's numbered from 1 to 6, and so each of those numbers is on a face. Another part of the 3-dimensional figure is the edge. The edge is where the 2 faces meet. So we have faces meeting here, 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 in the back. And so on this particular shape, there are 1, 2, 3, and then that back edge, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another 4 on the bottom, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this particular shape has 12 edges. All right. The vertices are these corners that are formed where all the lines or all the edges meet. And so if I count the vertices, I can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 more on the bottom, a total of 8. If you have a cylinder shaped or something with a curved edge, the circular shapes are their faces, so it has 2 faces and it has 2 edges. The curved side is not called a face. Okay, and I will remind you how you name a 3-dimensional figure. Now the ones we focused on in class were the prism and the pyramid. Okay, if it's a prism, it has 2 bases. All right, it has a top and a bottom base, like a shoebox or a cube or your refrigerator. Those would be considered prisms. And if it only has 1 base, it's called a pyramid. This particular example is a triangular pyramid because the base is a triangle. And this is called a rectangular prism. If it's a curved figure, this would be the cone, and if it has with 1 base, and if it has 2 bases, it's called a cylinder. If it has no bases at all, we know it's called a sphere. Now on those 2-dimensional figures, they're 2D. They're different than the 3D because they only have length and width, they're flat. They're closed figures here. Now I've included a circle, even though that's not a polygon, it still is a flat 2-dimensional figure. So these would be all 2-dimensional figures. Now if they are made up of sides, then they're called polygons. Poly means many and gon means the side. So this is a many-sided figure. The smallest being a triangle and going up to however many sides something can have. So the parts of a polygon or the sided figures are, of course, sides. This particular shape has 4 sides. It's a quadrilateral, and then more specifically, it could be a rectangle. It has sides, 4 sides. It has angles, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then each of these corners, each point where 2 lines meet is called a vertex. So this quadrilateral has 4 of the vertices. All right, so here's another polygon. It too, it has sides. This is a pentagon. Penta means 5, so it is a 5-sided polygon. It has 5 angles. And if we count up each vertex, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the vertices. There's one more word that you might not remember from earlier in your study of geometry, and that is this word symmetry that keeps popping up. A line of symmetry. A line of symmetry is simply a line that divides a shape into two mirror images. Now this is a square. Pretend like it's 4 equal sides there. I can divide it into two mirror images this way. I can also divide it into two mirror images this way. So it creates two shapes that are congruent with each other in their mirror images. On a square, you can also have a line of symmetry diagonally, and it divides it into two equilateral triangles. And I can do it this way also. So this particular shape, square, it actually has 4 lines of symmetry. Now this is not a polygon, but it can have a line of symmetry. I can split it right down the center, and this side is a mirror image of this side. All right, with a rectangle, it has 1 line of symmetry this direction. It has 1 line of symmetry this direction, so it has 2 lines of symmetry. I cannot do it diagonally because the two triangles it creates are not mirror images of each other, and so it does not have a line of symmetry going diagonally. So, line of symmetry. All right, I hope that vocabulary helps you out a bit, and glad you watched it. Bye-bye.